Good morning. Commute talks. So today's one of those days where I am tired. I do not feel like going into the office. And my office is 5 minutes away, so it's not like I have a long commute. However, I have realized that as much as people want to work from home, when I try to work from home, I'm productive because I think as the owner of the business who's reliant on the income of the business, you are forced to work. But when I have other people in my office work from home, it's not the same. It's not the same. So in that work from home debate, yeah, when I was in corporate America, I would totally say I could work from home and be fine. But now that I have to manage people, it's not the same. It's just not. Anyway, that's not what we're chatting about today on the Commute Talks. On Commute Talks today, we'll talk a little bit about estate planning and probate. So my firm does some estate planning as well. Our primary areas are real estate and business, but I have two other attorneys, and we do have an estate planning and probate attorney in the office as well. And because I started off doing some of that, I can talk a bit about those things. First of all, you have a will. That's great. I am good that you at least have something in place. However, you have to remember that a will go through probate. So if you have a will, there's a probate process that's a little easier than a probate process without a will. So when there's a will or a parent has a will in place and we're transferring property and we're transferring real estate, property and real estate, but we're transferring personal property in addition to real estate, there's so many things that we need to consider as to how the transfer should be done, when the transfer should be done, and really considering taxes and everything else, what's in your best interest. So you have to think about all those things when considering how to manage the estate. Also, comprehensive estate planning, you do want to make sure that you at least have a living will. A living will gives instructions about your body and things that you want permit the family to do, especially if you're still alive, but you want to give some clear instructions to your family. You can cover things, healthcare treatment options, burial options, and things like that. Additionally, part of your planning should involve your power of attorney. Your power of attorney documents, which are necessary when you're alive, but you cannot make decisions on your own. So there was an instance recently of a mother who was talking about estate planning because her daughter, who was over the age of 18, had an accident, but she could not access some of her information. She could not access her records, bank accounts. She could not access anything because the child was now over 18 and no longer a minor. So the parent needed power of attorneys or documents to make this happen. So my video got cut off earlier, and I just want to finish my thought. Regarding estate planning, as I mentioned, I was telling the story about the woman who was sharing information about her experience and why it was essential to get, even if it's just a basic power of attorney for any of your minor children, and have that on file somewhere. Additionally, you do want to make sure that you have that for even sometimes your spouse, because if your spouse owns a business or something, or has accounts that you're not on, just because you have a marriage license does not mean you have the authority to make certain decisions or account for certain things in their estate. That's estate planning. And then probate is the process of actually finalizing someone's estate once they have passed away. And we can talk a little bit more about probate later, but probate is the process of going through the court to effectuate your will if you have one, or to get some sort of process around the person's estate after they have passed on if they don't have a will. And there are different processes, different types of probate, and depending on the situation or how much is in the estate, how much is in the bank account, there are different options that we can use to help you get the documents that you need to access one's estate, make decisions for them, and effectively sell their property and things like that. Back in the office now, so it's a little busy, but I just wanted to share those thoughts on estate planning and probate. And as usual, if you have any questions, you can contact the office at abilegal.com, and we'll be here to help you.